Yeah, obviously, hard-fought game. I think it was a very, very physical game. I think it not surprising in the Sun Belt that you get those kind of games. Obviously, I think especially in the second half, we lost track a little bit of kind of what we needed to do. The first half didn't act like anybody wanted to win the game with the turnovers and the penalties. Second half, defensively started losing some discipline in relation to everybody trying to make a play rather than just kind of playing our defense. And then offensively, just struggling right now. We've had a couple injuries that have some impact, but they played really well on defense, and we just had the turnovers, had penalties, and those are things that we can't do to ourselves.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Randy with the Sunbelt Digital Network. Randy, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach Barry, how you doing this morning?
I'm okay, Randy.
Just want to ask you about the Arkansas State game. The first half, obviously going into halftime 0-0. Can you just talk about that first half just being so close?
Well, yeah, I thought it probably would be. I don't know if the game really played out much different than I thought it would, other than the first half was, for I think two teams that are generally pretty disciplined teams, there wasn't a lot of discipline, it seemed like, in the first half in terms of penalties and turnovers. And I think that was kind of one of the keys early on in terms of that score being a 0-0 is both sides had lost yardage plays, both sides had turnovers and turnovers in scoring areas. And that hasn't, certainly that's something we kind of pride ourselves in, and I'm sure Coach Anderson does the same, but that was really unexpected for us in relation to those things because they were drive killers and either the penalties or the turnovers.
Also, what's the challenge of playing Arkansas State and trying to stop them on offense specifically? Well,
I think that the quarterback presents some problems because of his feet, and I think that it was he's certainly the most athletic quarterback that we faced this year. And that changes your defensive structure up just a little bit. It changes the way that you have to rush, some of those type of things. I mean, we experienced it here with Colton Browning for years, and the people had to kind of change up their rush lanes. And I think that was kind of the biggest concern kind of going in was having to adjust so much in relation to some of our pressures about where he was at. And then obviously, they got McKissick free, which, a couple times against some man coverage, and he created some explosive plays there in the second half. And we knew we had to try to limit those, and just had some guys kind of lose some focus during that time frame. Just not great eye discipline, and got caught up in the play action instead of keeping their eye focused on McKissick. And you can't let him get a step on you because he'll run away from you.
Right. And also, just finally, want to ask you about this upcoming game. It's your second of 3 games against the SEC. You play Kentucky. Have you had a chance to look at the Wildcats?
Oh yeah. I've had too much of a chance. I've been really, really impressed with what Coach Stoops has done. I tell you, the difference between where they're at right now and where they were at in the off season when we looked at them is dramatic. And they're playing with a lot of confidence, and both sides of the football are executing at a pretty high level, and that's they should have beat Florida too. And it's going to be a real challenge. I've asked for membership in the SEC West. They will not give it to us. Because we certainly played enough of them here in the past to have a pretty good feel, and it's our first opportunity, obviously, to go to Kentucky in some time. So looking forward to the opportunity.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
You bet.